Eala's historic win at those Open sparks dreams for a home tournament, energized by a de facto home crowd in her US Open debut last August. Filipino tennis ace Alexandra Eala chalked up an epic comeback to upset Danish Clara Tauson 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 13-11. Eala thus made history as she became the first Philippine player to have claimed a major main draw singles win in the Open era. During the post-match interview, Eala expressed appreciation to the Filipino fans, who made up most of the 8,000 crowd estimate at the Usta Billie Jean King National Tennis Center Grandstand Court in New York. The 20-year-old lefty netter said, "The Pinoy faithful made it feel like she's playing at home." With millions of overseas Filipino workers, AFU, and immigrants spread out across the globe, Eala will continue to find crowds that make tournaments feel like home. But having an actual home tournament where she gets to play in front of her people, in front of a boisterous home crowd that gets to cheer her, is something else entirely. That's the dream, one that Eala and her camp surely share. So it begs the question, what does it take to have a Manila Open or a Philippine Open so Eala could enjoy a legitimate women's tennis association? What a home tournament? Eala continuously elevating her game is the answer. Her success is the key that unlocks this door. Money plays a crucial role too, but not as much as the development of Eala's game. Eala consistently making deep runs or winning in top-tier tournaments like the Miami Open, a 1,000-level tourney where she made the semifinals last March, or the Grand Slams like the US Open, would make her more popular and more marketable. That solves the money side of the equation, since brands will line up to associate themselves with a star athlete. And in this case, Eala's home tournament. As it stands, major brands like Globe, BP, and Nike are already backing her, and she isn't even a top 20 player yet. Imagine how many corporations would come knocking once Eala arrives, meaning she has either won or is a consistent contender in the deeper rounds of high-level tournaments, on top of perhaps being an Olympian on the side. Even now, with her status as the first Filipino WTA champ, Alexandra 125, who defeated blue-chip players like Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys, Eala's major sponsors like Globe and BP could realistically take the financial leap to mount this dream WTA home event. It's something they could take pride in, title sponsors of the first ever WTA tournament in the Philippines. How much would it cost? It's imperative to determine what tournament level and its estimated cost before diving into the numbers. With Eala's ranking hovering around the 50th to 60th when this piece was being written, she's perfect for a 250-tier tourney, the same level as the Eastbourne Open last June when she became the first Filipino WTA finalist. Eala could be seated in top 3 in this tournament level like the Sao Paulo Open last month when she was the 3rd seed. A 250-tier tournament isn't as expensive as the 500s, 1000s, or 2000s Grand Slam, but prestigious enough to attract Eala's fellow rising stars like Maya Joint, Hailey Baptiste, Emiliana Arango, Ada Liz, and Elsa Jacquemot, ensuring quality competition. Using I-aided estimates, here's a breakdown of the major costs. WTA license fee, acquisition or rental, $1 million to $2 million, P57 million to P114 million, typically valid for 3 years. Annual sanction fee, $100,000 to $200,000, P5.7 million to P11.4 million. Prize money, around $259,000, P14.7 million. Estimated court costs, low end, P77.5 million, mid-range, P94.1 million, and high-end, P140.8 million. Adding operational expenses, such as player accommodations, meals, local transport, appearance fees, venue rental, broadcast, media, marketing, promotions, and contingencies. And you're looking at a total of low range, P142 million to P171 million, mid-range, P171 million to P228 million, high range, P228 million to P285 million. Eala's top sponsors have the financial muscle to hold the event, but the costs could be mitigated by other corporations, which are willing to chip in to get their brands plastered in this groundbreaking event as minor sponsors. The government, through the Philippine Sports Commission in partnership with the Philippine Tennis Association, as well as the Department of Tourism, could also help. Aid from the government is nothing new, as it did with the country's hosting of the FIBA World Cup in 2023 and the FIB Men's Volleyball World Championship just last month. Where and when could it be held? The week-long tournament could be held at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, Mall of Asia Arena, or Philsports Arena in early January. That serves as part of warm-up events for the Australian Open.